Hi. The topic of this article is How to Write a History Essay. Published on the essayusa.com website, the best-in-class essay writing service for college and university students. So, let's move on to maintenance. Essay writing is one of the most effortful student assignments. Not everybody can skillfully enunciate their views and ideas, especially when it comes to an essay that requires the presentation of arguments and counterarguments. Simultaneously, it is one of the best tools to improve your critical thinking and research skills. A history essay is a particular type of creative work that requires brilliant research potential and the ability to analyze and track the consistent picture of historical events. To craft a successful history essay, students should go beyond the regular history classes and demonstrate their significant knowledge in political science, sociology, and even psychology. If you are lucky to get a creative assignment in history, get ready to experience not the easiest time in your life. To make the overall process more efficient and straightforward, use this history essay writing guide for assistance. What is a history essay? To elaborate an impeccable history paper, it is crucial to answer the "what is history" essay question. The history essay's essence lies in the successful introduction and confirmation of statements related to some historical events or personalities. To make your work sound professional, you need to elucidate the factors that have led to such consequences. Build a logical bridge between the past and the present by describing the importance of the phenomenon you are dealing with. A top-notch history paper never focuses on the past mainly. It rather comes up with the impact the past events have on the present. An ability to fully reveal the given influence is the most significant proof that the author has a good understanding of the topic and can easily share their perspective professionally and to the point. Having the instructions and practical tips on how to write a history essay is the first key to a successful paper. Many students just start rewriting the historical events in their own words at this stage. Instead, your essay should provide clear answers to 3 central questions: what, why, and how. These questions may become good starting points for your history essay and help you stay coherent. Before you start preparing to write, having 3 questions in mind when preparing to write a history essay is already half of work done. Carry out a little brainstorm session and formulate several sub-questions using the mentioned interrogative adverbs. They will contribute much to the creation of an effective structure in your history essay. Here's a breakdown of the main questions addressed. Who are the main characters of the given events? Who is against the given events? Who won from the given events? Who lost? Who is currently in the winning position thanks to the mentioned events? What circumstances caused the given events? What changes did the given events cause? What kind of effect did the events have on the present? What conclusions have been made after these events? Why did the given events take place? Why were they supported/not supported by people? You may also come up with your suggestions regarding the specific topic to make your essay even more professional. Nonetheless, it is not enough only to write down the questions. You have to analyze and evaluate them profoundly. You may be very accurate about the described shreds of evidence, proofs, and arguments. However, if your essay doesn't provide precise answers to the fundamental questions, it is unlikely to be highly scored. To stay coherent and to the point, use an explanation/interpretation scheme that implies the reasons why something has happened, followed by the profound analysis of the events. When the above-mentioned work is done and questions have been answered, you are ready to form your paper's thesis statement. If we talk about the history essay, its thesis statement should be strong enough to prove the significance and value of your work. Besides, convincing arguments help create a solid bone to structure your essay around. Your paper's thesis statement should accurately elucidate the essay's essence and be supported with the concise arguments that would become its paragraphs. All you need to do is specify them, and then elaborate in more detail. You can change the arguments throughout the essay, but the thesis statement should remain the same and be rational enough to stay relevant till the end. Research stage. Nominally, the sources you will be using for your history essay can be divided into primary and secondary ones. Primary sources refer directly to the description of the events or personalities you base your paper on. Secondary sources represent the works of experienced historians, sociologists, and politicians that contain the profound analysis of the events described within your topic. The professional history essay cannot exist without trustful primary sources. It can be challenging to find and identify them. Fortunately, the 21st century provides a decent range of opportunities to complete thorough research work. You can have access to the best scholars' papers, databases of the world libraries, and blogs of famous experts. Crowdsourced websites can also be of good service. However, they should be used very selectively after you make sure they are credible. Secondary sources are as important as the primary ones. You need to be sure of their credibility and choose exclusively scholarly works. Check whether the author of the paper you are going to use in your essay is a professional historian and can be trusted. To make the right choice, ask yourself several questions before referring to any source. What do you know about the author? Does the author have an academic degree and enough experience to be trusted? What can you say about the publishing house? Is it academic? If it is a website, check its nature and audience. The idea to use materials published on government online platforms in your paper sounds just perfect. History essay outline. The best way to structure a history essay. Coming to the outline stage means that you have done all the preparatory work and are ready to move forward. The outline is frequently skipped by students, which makes them regret it later. The outline is a so-called roadmap to indicate the direction you need to move in and mark the proper placing of arguments and ideas. Like all other types of essays, a history paper consists of an introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion. Introduction? Are you wondering how to start a history essay? With a catching introduction, of course. Introduction to your history essay should serve as a so-called hook to immediately grab the reader's attention. To make it as catching as possible, you may use a few simple yet trusting methods. Include some facts or impressive statistics. This will help easily win people's trust and make your paper more relevant. Rhetorical questions always help define the sense of your creative work. Use them in the introduction to indicate the main points your work will be based on. Quotations may also be of good service in case you want to make people intrigued. Provided the hook has worked, don't hesitate to introduce your paper's theme. Mention the key events or persons your essay is about. Usually, a good introduction ends with a strong thesis statement. Make it short and up to the point. Besides, make sure it provides a smooth transition to the body section of your history essay. Essay body. Divide your critical ideas described in the essay between the paragraphs. One paragraph equals one idea. Each idea needs to be supported by concise arguments. There is no standard scheme to build your body paragraphs on. However, you may take the following algorithm for the basis. A sentence related to the thesis statement and elucidating the idea. Context of your history essay. Facts in the form of quotation or rewritten. Analysis and your point of view. Facts in the form of quotation or rewritten. Analysis and your point of view. Description of the controversial points. Smooth transition to the next paragraph. It is highly recommended to place the arguments of your body section in correct order. Start with the weakest ones and leave the strongest ones for a dessert. Conclusion. You should put your best effort into making this paragraph as impressive and convincing as possible. The final part of your paper should focus on the main points of the essay and again prove the theory mentioned in the thesis statement. Don't make the conclusion too complicated. It needs to be simple and straightforward. The conclusion is not a part of the paper where you may introduce some new facts and ideas. Its main goal is in summarizing the critical points previously specified in the essay. If you want to make a conclusion sound professional, don't forget to mention the historical event's relevance to today's reality. How to choose a topic for a history essay. In case you were lucky to choose the topic for your history essay by yourself, don't skip this part. Selecting from a pile of history essay topics may be challenging as you need to know your educational level, interests, and ability to elaborate on the theme. An adequately chosen history essay topic is a basis for a good paper. It affects the overall writing process and the level of your engagement in the subject. End of article. You always can get essay writing help with essayusa.com. Bye. Bye.